Yo, what is going on? This is your boy Carnivalon here, and we're going over a rumor that, although if you look at the timestamp here, came out that was talked about by Rosa Rowlett about 8 days ago. Now you're most likely wondering, Conrad, how come it took you so long to talk about this? I'm a lazy person, you guys know this by now. But anyway, as you can tell by the title, it's saying that Johto and Starter Evolutions and more. Now, one thing that needs to be said, and in fact, hopefully I was hoping to get this. Dang, I can't decrease it more than it already is. But anyway, I'm going to basically let Ruffle Rowlett talk about this league. Because frankly, this is something I think everyone needs to hear about.
I haven't seen part 2 just yet. If you guys get the, part 2, if it pops up in your feed or something, let me know and I'll cover it. But either way, here's what we start off with, which is, of course, DLC leaks part 1 and then 2. So, Anonymous says, Z moves and Megas are returning in respectively part 1 and part 2. So I guess he's trying to say part 1 DLC and then part 2 DLC, which is Isle of Armor first, and then Crown Tundra, which is later during the year, probably November or October, somewhere around that time, is when we should expect that to happen. But he's trying to, argue here that Z moves and Megas are returning, which is highly possible, by the way. It's a really...
Oh shit, that was entirely blank, wasn't it? Okay, here's what I want to state. Personally, and I hope that Game Freak does do this. And what I mean is, I hope they don't bring back Megas and Z-moves. I personally hope that they don't bring them back. Now, you're most likely thinking, Conrad, why? Why do you not want Megas and Z-moves back? Well, that's the thing here. How can I put this in that doesn't take people off? Keep in mind that we are kind of somewhat, I don't know if it's dead right now, but trust me, people are going to still kick up a storm if they get the chance to. We're still in the midst of the whole bring back National Dex next Pokemon Sword and Shield controversy. And keep this in mind that there will always be people who will try to find some reason to get set over Sword and Shield or at Game Freak and not at the Pokemon Company because of some unknown stupid reason. I know people are giving me examples of why now going for Game Freak is easier, but frankly, I feel like going for the Pokemon Company is a lot smarter, or in my own personal opinion. But anyway, but let's look at this logically here. One Pokemon even announced, Game Freak announced that there was going to be DLC for Sword and Shield, meaning, hey, we don't have to pay give them $60 more to get an enhanced version with just more extra bells and whistles. The same thing they've been doing for countless generations in the past. We don't get to do that anymore. So, yay! And as you could already tell, there are some members of National Dex who still were upset and whined. Now, there are parts where they could be like, okay, I understand, but then again, I always just question why. You're getting 200 more Pokemon back. There's more content. We get more wild area. Yeah, that's even bigger than before. I mean, I made a video literally criticizing the wild area we have in Galar currently. So, and oddly enough, I even talked although it was an old video that was made before the direct. I even talked about how they could do an island-based area, or a mountain-based area. And guess what happened? Island and mountain onto new wild areas. I know, I'm basically a seer. I can see the future. Don't worry, I know. I will only use this power for good. Anyway, I'm probably going to leave it on the top right here for you guys to see. I'm going to have to see, but anyway, what I'm trying to get to here is frankly, if they do bring Megas and Z-moves back, it's just going to cause more problems. People from the Bring Back National Dex movement are just going to say, this is more reason that they're trying to sell us this stuff back. Especially if they're making it part of the paid content. Frankly, if they are going to bring Megas and Z-moves back, they should make it free. To mitigate any and all backlash. Because guess what? These guys can't whine because guess what? Megas and Z-moves are free. You don't need to worry about it. Well, they're free. Legit free. It only just costs in-game money. You need to buy all the Z-Moons and Megas, so I don't see why you'd be upset. Basically, it would save Game Freak from having a huge firestorm hitting them again. And ultimately, Game Freak should really be trying to not take off their player base I mean, they're trying to at least appease and mitigate the problems that were caused because of the whole bring back that old Dex cut. They're at least trying to do so and gain back the love and respect of the fans, which is a good thing. But ultimately, if they are bringing back Megas and Z-Moons, they should not, and I repeat this, should not make it paid. And although personally, I believe that frankly we shouldn't bring them back in general, because frankly, well, one, I don't want to deal with my friend using his Mega Guard Chomp and really destroying my, or again, along with that EV setup move. Ugh. But ultimately, yeah, that's pretty much all. But I know there are a lot of people who do want Megas and Z back, but personally, I feel like I want them back too. But I also have a bad feeling that a lot, and I mean a lot of people, that there are going to be people who are just going to use them bring back Mega Z-Moons as another reason to just hate Game Freak and Sword and Shield in general, because oh wow, they're only bringing it back in now later. This is just proof that they're lazy, even though they brought back something that everyone loved and cared for, and they were all upset when they wouldn't bring it back. Yet they're getting upset because they're bringing it back. It's stuff like that kind of makes it harder for producers to actually understand what the literal fuck their consumers want. That and people shouting and bitching about other shit that's not even important to the general consumer populace of the fan base, but the people who make it believe that that's the actual fans. Looking at you Atlas with Persona 5. But anyway,
good incentive for them to get people to buy the DLCs by saying, hey, guess what, Megas are returning, and it's a really good way for...
Again, like I said before, I really don't think it'd be smart to make it paid. It would just cause people to get upset because frankly, people love finding a reason to get angry about literally anything. It's quite easy to be blindly angry at something or someone. But now does that person have to be legit come back to warrant that anger? Yes. But if anything, if I remember correctly, there was this story about a kid who was made a video, saying he wanted bullying to stop bullying, and it was like a very impactful video, that a lot of people actually kind of like, even celebrities were talking about it, even saying that kid could get a front row ticket to actually see the Avengers movie. It's really cool. But ultimately, what happened later was people decided to go look through this kid's family's history, and they saw the flag that was in the American Civil War, the South Side. And then they just used that as a reason to just bomb that kid with nothing but hate. Him and his family with nothing but hate. Even though he made a sweet, kind-hearted video, he was wanting bullying to end, that shit happened. Which is ultimately, I'm not gonna say it's hilarious, but it's kind of ironic. A kid made a video wanting to stop bullying. People liked and supported it. But the moment they started to look around and find something in this kid's history with his family, and they saw a flag, they immediately just went and attacked the kid. It's kind of hilarious. It's kind of ironic, because that literally proves that people will just find any reason to get upset at anybody, even if that person's trying to do something kind-hearted and good. They have this one thing in the background. Boom, they're immediately monsters.
For them to get people to come back in and actually spend money on their stuff, like on the game, and actually buy stuff. It is a really good method. So it wouldn't be too out of the ordinary or too impossible, so to say. It seems pretty reasonable, to say the least, right? It seems like pretty possible, pretty reasonable, if I may say so myself. So it doesn't seem like out of the ordinary or anything like that's unlikely to happen. But what they say here next is the Z crystals of any type can be used by any Pokemon. So hey, yeah, that's fair enough. That's interesting. I mean, like, how would that even work then? Like, do we not have any like Pokemon?
Also, you're probably wondering how come I'm not just using those sources, because frankly, it's not found. Yay!
Well, fair enough. Z moves are more powerful than max moves, so does that mean Gigantamax moves? Is what I guess he's trying to imply here. The specific Z moves will not return, which of course makes sense because they wouldn't want to make certain Pokemon super overpowered over other ones with their specific Z moves. But then again, like, balance doesn't seem like...
Muting. Boom.
Like, that's too much in their, you know, ballpark of things they're thinking about, so who knows. Now, Mega Evolution is cancelled when you change Pokemon in battle. So that's interesting. Now, at first when I read this, I just kind of skimmed through it, and I read that part, like, Mega Evolution is cancelled, and I was like, oh, there's no more Megas? They're done with Megas? But then I read the full thing, and I realized, oh no, he's just trying to say that Mega Evolution is cancelled when you change Pokemon battle. So, this is, I guess, to balance it out with specifically stuff like, whatchamacallit, just balancing it out with stuff like Dynamax, right? Like, that's, I guess, what they're trying to do. Like, right, they're trying to balance those two out, so that's the case here. And I don't know, like, beyond that, I don't really know what else to point out about it. I mean, that's fair enough. Balancing it out with the Dynamaxes, because Dynamax are limited to 3 rounds, and here it's limited to, like, you can't, you know, now if you switch out, it's going to be cancelled, and it's going to disappear. So, yeah, you can only use one gimmick per battle, Dynamax, Evo, or Mega. That would actually make a really interesting dynamic. Like, you would...
Okay, let's actually now talk about the remaining part of this leak. Okay, so with the leak, or rather, rumor, this rumor. So with this person who made this possible leak, maybe rumor, I don't fucking know at this point, is that you can use only one gimmick per battle, which will be Dynamax, Z-moves, or Megas. Now, in the past you could use a Z-move then a Mega Evolution during a battle. I could just say, like, okay, my friend's setup style. He would bring out Eevee first, use Eevee's Z-move. I believe he had a Focus Sash on Eevee, so that way he would survive if I would try to one-shot it, or kill it. Then he would use Baton Pass to pass all the Snap Boost to his Garchomp. Then he would Mega Evolve it, and then it would insta-kill my team. That was the setup. It would be Z-move, Baton Pass, then Mega, then utterly destroy team. That was the setup, and trust me, it is pretty hard to deal with when you don't have Pokemon that are bred with perfect IVs. I beat him a few times, and now it was Pokemon that didn't have perfect IVs. I can tell you this, I'm a very, very stubborn person. Whew, thank goodness I brought Lapras. But yeah, so ultimately, if they actually are gonna make it so that way you can only use one of these 3 options, that would be an actually good concept. Not because I personally because I personally believe, yeah, that crushes my friend's whole Eevee, his whole setup style. No, because frankly, that'd be actually really interesting, because it would actually have to make you think even more on your feet. Now, later here it says Gigantamax, Tyranitar, and Gigantamax Jigglypuff are real. Actually, no, honestly, I kind of hope they are real. I mean, come on, come on. Isn't Tyranitar like the Godzilla in the Pokemon universe? Yet Tyranitar doesn't have a Mega Evolution Gigantamax form. Oh, honestly, I actually did make a video saying, I think I made a video. I may or may not have uploaded it. I can't remember. I may or may not have been sick at the time. But I made a video saying that Como-O and Tyranitar were gonna get Gigantamax forms. That did not happen. because I personally thought since they were giving you a special way to get them early, I thought, hey, they're gonna get G-Max forms straight up. And come on, that'd be like a good surprise, a good shock value. Yeah, that'd be like, boom, you get now a G-Max Pokemon, boy. That didn't happen. But yeah, I really hope that is a thing, that's real. But it's again, it's rumor. Johto and Sinnoh starters get Megas. That does not make any sense whatsoever. Now, you're most likely like, Connor, why? Why does that not make any sense? Because everyone always is going to say, oh, these stars are going to get Megas in this game or this game. These stars are going to get Megas, guys. These stars are going to get Megas, guys. Those guys, there are people who always put these rumors out and always say, these stars are going to get Megas. These stars are going to get Megas. Remember when I made a video calling out the fact that, oh, wow, these Pokemon are going to get G-Max form, but it's only when they're first form, their starter earning evolution, not their final? That doesn't make any sense. I called it out because it was stupid. Stupid and didn't make any logical sense. And also, why the Johto starters now? Keep note that the remake games for Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out like years ago. Not like stupid long enough to warrant giving them Megas, but not long, but not. It's not short enough to be like, oh well, let's give these even more notoriety. No, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the Sinnoh starters make some semblance of sense because if you want to hint to a Gen 4 remake, you would use the Sinnoh starters, so it makes some possible sense. But adding the Johto starters just kind of makes it more confusing. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, no, that doesn't make any sense. Alright, I think this next part means Mustard and the Explorer, our guy, you know, that big buff guy, the guy with Explorer gear on him. On him in part 1 and 2, you apply upgrades to your Dynamax bracelet. Isn't it a Dynamax band? Like a wristband? Never mind. I need to use Z-Moons or Mega Evolution in battle using Galarons? Sun and Moon characters make an appearance in Synchro Z crystals, but not all of them. Okay, so that must likely mean Pacific ones. And that's in part 1, that's what we're going to meet. Explorer guy will give you Charizard X Sword, which is going to be Charizard X, or Charizard Y Shield. And the bird trio and Kanto to have mutated, endured the harsh environment. Holy shit! I cannot read what the fuck that says. Hold on.
Surprised that they haven't just like, you know, already added that. So I would be honestly up on.
Oh my god, I cannot do this. Why? Alright, yeah.
On board for that. I would love that. And Tyranitar in particular, man. I love Tyranitar, so I want to see that happen. That's one of the things. Next up, we have Johto and...
Damn it!
I would love that. And Tyranitar in particular, man. I love Tyranitar, so I want to see that happen. That's one of the things. Next up...
Alright. And Bird Trio, it was Kanto Legendary Bird who evolved because of harsh environment. Okay, we already know about the Legendary Bird Trio show, which makes sense. And by that, if you remember remember when we saw the images during the trailer, or of the three, it would make sense that we would have an actual evolutionary form of the bird and actually adapt to a different environment and actually evolve because of it. Anyway, am I saying that this rumor is a possible leak? No! No, I'm not. I mean, it makes itself sound well formed, and the idea that they would try to make it so that way, if we would try to make it so that way you could only use one of the 3 gimmicks, it sounds cool and interesting, but all in all, I frankly don't think it's 100% sound enough sound enough to actually legit make it valid. In all honesty, as you can tell, I literally tried to go to this post, but it doesn't exist. Ironic. But yeah, I honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't think it actually is 100% legit. Oh, wait, what? Legit? Like, legit? 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 It's weird. Ultimately, this is just a rumor, so I would really like to know what you guys think. Personally, I don't think this is 100% legit. Legit? I'm gonna stop saying legit. It's gonna get weird. 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 Ultimately, like I said before, I personally just hope that they don't bring Megas or Zemus back. But if they are gonna do it, I really hope that they at least make it free. Like they don't legit make it, oh boom, paid. You gotta buy the DLC in order to get them, because frankly, that's just gonna tick more people off. And frankly, they need to not do that. If they make the Zemus and Megas free, free, then frankly, it would probably make things a lot better. Now, the idea of seeing all characters come back to give us Zemus, that's a cool an idea, and I hope and I would want that, but I frankly rather would just sacrifice or just cut that or down, just give me the Mega Zemus straight away. When I just boot up the game. By that I mean I could just go to a place and buy them. In my own personal opinion. But anyway, that's all I got. Hey guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, or subscribe to notify you of future uploads. This is Conrad, signing off. Bye.